Yes? Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know? No.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. The eyebrow is exercising psionic control over you.
Something the matter, detective?
This guy's got authority off the charts. With just the flick of his eyebrow, he's nothing. You better hope he doesn't abuse his authority. If the lieutenant were an evil man, fortunately, he is a committed officer of the RCM. The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about. What? Think? I do most of my work inside my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his small blue... That's where his conversations with himself. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special.
That's correct.
That makes him a binoclard. Completely uncopped material, if you say so yourself.
Are they?
You could use a good, normal peer yourself.
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity, and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting. You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my
He's glad to have shut down your question.
Good. Let's change the subject.
Hello again, officer. How are things? Sure, I'm done with it. Go easy on that stuff.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell.
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No.
He's about to blow! Cock's gonna blow, Kuno!
The ammonia only makes it worse. The combination forces tears out of your ducts. You manage to keep it in once. The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
Nor does the wind right now.
The weight is reassuring, like a...
I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing...
What is happening to you? It cannot go on much longer, or you will lose.
An appropriate attitude. You need to get your shit together. We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes.
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over...
Give it half an hour. Get yourself together, then come back and have another go.
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. The metal feels cold and wet under your... A thick layer of graffito. Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a... The church looks old and weather-worn. There are no lights in the windows.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're...
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. That's the spirit. Don't even waste your breath.
See? Your munching and complaining have ruined my concentration.
Ah, mon Dieu. The pain in my back is...
I hope you pass out from it, you goddamn jellyfish. Men like you are the reason this nation is sinking.
Shush. Ignore them. They don't know what they're doing. They're old. Eyes on the ball, Dinky Winky.
See? Your...
Ah,
I hope you pass...
Shush. Ignore them. They don't... Doesn't matter what team. Pick a team. Eyes on the ball, Dinky Winky. You are immediately surprised by the ball's lack of weight. No matter. God, this is right. You feel the familiar trap. The cold metal ball is surprisingly smooth against your neck. It has already your musk. A chilly breeze ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly planted. All sounds, an embodiment of pure motion. Behold the fear and confusion reflecting in the eyes of the two feeble geezers. Some would still say you're a cop, but I guess we're beyond that now.
Merde! Bordel de merde! What the hell is your problem? I don't care if you are a cop. You do not just ruin someone's game. It's so goddamn disrespectful. You vandalized our game, son. We can't play pétanque with 5 bull. No, we are not good, goddammit.
Take it easy, René. This is just a misunderstanding.
Of course there's harm done, you oin slug. You are good. Mistakes are forgiven, and men at least try to right their wrongs.
Just talk. It'll smooth things over. Old people like attention.
Unfortunately, I don't. In Martinez, the union is the law. The cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with people. If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you.
This is a man with a lot of past, but little present, and almost no future.
Ah, yes. King.
Oh, absolutely.
A superpower, feared and respected. Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak. You haven't lived.
And the what?
The Carabiner doesn't reply. No one and nothing can change this man's mind.
Right. Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting Yes. It was left by heavy.
Heavy artillery fire, you say?
Why what? Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. Commies, communists, socialists, anarchists, call them what you like. Fine. What do you want now, then? Sadly, no. Yes, Martinez was used as this. Damn right.
He approves of this radical approach.
The rest of the city got clean.
Well,
You don't. Preposterous. I would happen.
This royal failure.
Instead, this is just what the commies wanted. Damn Fricelle. A true king in both blood and mind. Let the suzerain is a king.
Soon, they will forget everything.
It's no use talking to you. Unfortunately, I don't. In Martinet, cop is a pejorative. If I knew...
This is a man with a lot of past, but little present.
You do not speak his name.
There's something you missed. You will get to it. Don't worry. As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint. From a distance, photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights. What are you, deaf? They're perfect. Yeah, you have. With a sudden flash, the world freezes around you. Hey, psst. Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building. Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really good. We need tender men like you building gargantuan communism. You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners. Okay, not in so many words, but don't deny it. Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Failure. It's about, yes, abject failure. Total, irreversible defeat on all fronts. You alone, against every living thing, against every human alive. 800 trillion, you against the atom, the charm and the spin, where the whole world failed. Matter fact, now get to work, comrade. Oh yeah, get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready. There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The
Active decay.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna...
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
Active decay.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow!
As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a spell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty.
They do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched. The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee, delicate and fragile.
They are armor, no boots. Technically speaking, these are sabatons. Ceramic plate, zirconium dioxide, under the heel. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff. The locals probably scavenged it. It would be odd if he had more on after 7 days. We should keep a lookout for these pieces. The armor could yield information.
If you wear those pieces, it will help me protect your mortal coil.
No, he must have worn something precious underneath his clothes. They've removed all his clothes to get to it. They did not just strip him for the putrid rags. Someone could have cleaned the yard, but that's a question for...
I hear you, cop, talking shit about the Kuno. Come here and say it to Kuno's face. You wanna fuck me, huh? You wanna fuck the Kuno?
Ignore. Say no more. This is about the corpse and inspecting it.
They usually hang them completely naked for that.
What? Are you trying to ignore me now, fuckface?
Kuno, this boots shit is super boring and the guy's a total vitupaz.
That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard. I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
A small bell-like sound fills the air. Suddenly, your biceps coil up. Your elbow is sharp. Your fist connects to the boot with the same ding.
Did you hear that? A click? This is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads the incoming energy horizontally, from plate to plate. When the plates go...
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones, like the scales of some ancient white monster, cracked and pearly. This feels dangerous. Are you sure? The stench fills your nostrils. As you...
Stop! Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
You're going to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
Pull his head off. There's no point performing an autopsy if you do. We'll have compromised the coroner's case. What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot? Try what exactly? I don't think we should do anything just for the hell of it. There's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into...
There might still be a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around. The anticipation makes you crack your fingers. Feels nice. Nice and cracky.
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights. Should we? It is. We've requested for a full set about by catching. Do you?
What was that about the constabulatory before?
It means disciplinary here.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester. Cut. Oh my, there's something on the belt. A familiar word, vermilion, in yellow letters, along the length of the twisting cargo belt. Only a deep longing.
No, you should not get a drink. You should perform an initial industrial strength.
Like in a circus. When the circus leaves town and they tie a black-spotted giraffe to the wall of a carry pen.
No. More like in Harbor, like the one just east of here. I get the sense they used whatever. It's not merely polyester. This makes getting him down much more problematic than I had assumed. The brief suggested as much, politically motivated by the ongoing strike. Did you not get a briefing? Okay, you should ask me for one the first moment we get. A noose is one of those things. I think they lassoed the branch.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp, an intricate web of his corpse is marked by stars. Alcohol? Your fist clenches suddenly. Decay is creeping on the tattoo. Already, most of the canvas that's holding it has darkened.
A map of the stars. I agree.
He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera.
This is the first time he openly acknowledges the kid's existence.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass.
In case we need it. It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physics. Sure, just don't lose it.
The glossy-eyed corpse looks by.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
His eyes are milky, dark brown. Underneath the curdled meat there is an expression, not carried on his features.
I'm gone. Into the wild pale in the past, way out in the west. What do you mean? It's the power of your imagination. Go ahead. Ask me more questions. You fucking love questions. Do I remind you of someone? No, not quite. Be fair now. You sure I got out of that one? Coppellini. Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Coming right up. Copperoonie, Rooney. This is getting upbeat now. Love did me in, Provocopo. It was love all along. Fuck no. You're no Rooney. No, you don't. Between you and me, your name is probably Harry. Maybe I was getting my rocks off. Do I look like an erotic auto-asphyxiation type to you, Captain Coppadromo? I fear we are drifting away, fixating on sexuality again, because you have. I'm a joke. Look at me. A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer.
Takes one to know one.
Go ahead, Coppo. Sure, Lobo. I can ask you a question. Looking at my face, motionless, looking into my eyes, standing here. Why are you investigating my murder?
Something is on its way. Something hidden. It's coming. A miracle from the northwest, and it's almost here.
Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands...
How should I know why you are squinting, officer? Oh. You are trying to assess lividity.
The monster comes back into focus. An explosion of color, coursing with...
So, what do you think? I agree.
There are crow's feet in his eyes. He's laughing silently.
Totally dead. Absolutely. I do. Most of them are post-mortem.
Stop talking in riddles.
He means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal-like.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet.
The victim appears to have contained no more than...
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
Did we? I don't feel lucky. I think he was the noose acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis here is in tune with the hanging. That's what I think. Everything here seems to corroborate that assumption, but we should still get him down.
But there is no breath to catch.
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done. The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt. The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting it. Climb up there and saw the branch? I don't trust that ladder. The assailants didn't use it. It's rotten and less sturdy than it looks. And I don't see another... Honestly, I prefer a non-acrobatic solution to this. Clown cops climb tree, fall down. Cretin cop. They like that one.
Fuck yeah, climb that shit, monk.
See, you're only making them do those things less.
Oh no. We should be very afraid of...
This is years of experience talking. He's seen...
What I'm proposing is, we save a...
Oh, these have got to be the most fucking boring mulcopats I've ever seen.
I was really hoping we wouldn't.
Confirmed. It's
Okay. They do have the tools and the men. And since it looks like they put him there... Okay. Let's do it in the lousy, dangerous way. From the gates, by negotiating or fighting. I'm unenthusiastic about fighting. Or...
To the gates. Let's fight, I say. All around you, rain falls on the great city of Rivershore. The spring thaw must be here. The snow is melting. Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping from your hair. Grey sky like great battleships, clouds colliding with one another. Your shirt sticks to your chest. You're not dressed for this weather. You should get an overcoat or a patrol cloak. Sheets of rain over the water. The ruins of a half-sunken sea fort. Urban coastline. Coal City. The skyscrapers of La Delta. Will you ever go there? No, you are just one of the hundreds of thousands who watch them rise across the bay from Martinez. Your hair is an oily mess flecked with ash from neighboring coal plants. Smokestacks rise somewhere in the distance. There's a fleet on the corner. The great gates of the industrial harbor are locked. You shudder, looking down at your feet. 2 green snakeskin shoes stand at attention on the mosaic paving of Capeside apartments. Hallways collect a yard. Rain, a traffic jam. The road as Rivershore is the capital of the world. It's home.
Have a brother in the cut. Where the wood at? Have a brother in the cut. Where the wood at?
To be in Martinez when standing in the rain, on a street there that flows like a muddy river in the snow.
You cannot return.
In the rain-swept distance, your vision blurs. You wipe your face with your hand. Coalition-era statics hang like collapsed storm drains.
This rain will not let up anytime soon. You should get a raincoat. There's a freight to the east. They sell them there.
A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control. You pull the lever all the way up. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. A spring brings the lever back to its original position. Isn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored?
G'day to you, officers.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock. His posture is relaxed. Despite his powerful build and a knife in his hand, this man resorts to physical intimidation only infrequently.
My friend Barry the Butcher is stuck on the other side of the waterlock. I'm keeping him company, and...
From the corner of your eye, you see a man.
Very good stuff. Anything I can do for you? I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign.
The words, Daredevil.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here. Well, there's the fishing. Yeah, not really much. It's supposed to. Safety measure. It'll be restarted on Wednesday. Great!
The coast part of the map is inaccessible until the 3rd day.
Sure thing. Want some too, officer?
Why not?
You see rows of toy soldiers try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back. Why? What's this? A headless man riding a horse?
Oh, that's the headless phone rider. There's been a lot of interest in that
I've heard about it.
Yes, there are the headless phone, 50 cents. Bargain price. Did I mention that this figurine is supposed to be lucky?
That was a very smooth salesman's grin that almost comes off as earnest. You should learn from him. Big men.
Franco-Niger.
A long. Yes, this sounds off. Big men on
Franco-Nigerian.
a long time ago. They're not all blue.
This is what the loyalist.
Which ones? Ah.
This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive.
You're probably... I think their poverty has been mate.
He seems to have his own take on the conflict played.
If you don't mind, please put the flashlight away. I do appreciate it. Officer, the flashlight, please. Often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop. What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light.
I haven't had any problems.
Who are your customers?
All kinds of people come through here. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from. It keeps me entertained.
Entertained? He might be high. If he is, on what? Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward? Lucky bastard. He's probably on a drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
How would I know?
There's a note of indignation in his voice. Those triangle patches on his vest, you have a feeling they mean something, like they're similar to the...
I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade. Had to take Perolidon for radiation sickness.
He's taken it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
We were an all-volunteer force.
Tough son of a gun, this one.
I lived by the river since. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened, and why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment. No one's.
So much bitterness.
A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. A bad idea. The cleanup, so I came to Martinez. I like the theory more than the...
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
Have you tried it before?
It's almost like he's worried for you. The lieutenant steps away, pretending to admire some of the... Go ahead then, he thinks.
Here you go, man.
Yes, darling. That's the coalition government ordained. Not so sure about this.
Of course. I doubt it, but I do my best to keep my...
No one likes to see what you have to see every day.
The corpse behind the hostel, I assume. Ask around the harbor. There might be some workers there.
The pawnbroker's gaze is already...
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
What? The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another, alert.
She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig. Would truth be told?
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian...
Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside.
You're right that she could cast aspersions on the Force. We have to find her.
My apologies, officer, but I have...
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it.
We've
come here too.
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were up, and I don't like keeping guns.
He's not telling you the whole story.
You weren't quiet. You were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your... When I said that I don't...
You sucked on a gun? Good. Very normal.
15 real.
The lieutenant looks from you to Roy, and then back. This has got to be the most. Wow. There's pity there too, in case you didn't notice.
It certainly does. Especially, of course. Let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time, perhaps. Sure thing. Sure, man.
Some kind of superstar. They say the world isn't ready for a rock and roll cop. No one wants their state monopoly on violence to be mixed with celebrity worship. They claim to know it would be dangerous for detectives to rise to the ranks of demigods and have sexual encounters with barely legal cover girls. It would be... This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags. Well, it...
Trash? What do you mean? I agree. All the detective... No. There is...
Well, it is...
Trash? What do you mean? I agree. All the detective... No. Because they... We should still access this container. There may be...
Force time isn't... What is this? Your triceps ache for the metal to bend. There's a creaking sound as the pry bar slips under the lid. Unsatisfying. Hurtful. full of its...
The quality of metal is not...
He's enjoying your little failure.
Let's ask the manager for the key. This is clearly not working. You are. The pry bar is quite satisfying and handy. But you are just not good enough at prying.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime. Goodness, you were already doing good, browsing the show.
She smiles and nods.
Oh yes, how's my precious doing? Mind your own business, sir. In our society...
The woman before you...
There must be another way into the building.
The girl is ignoring you. This is a wall on the side of an apartment building. You have no clue. So many walls all over Martinez. A sturdy metal door guards the southwest entrance. The door rattles against the door rattles.
Stop banging on the door! Ha! The police? Everyone knows the police don't come round here. No. Go check the backyard.
The door rattles.
Stop banging on the door! Doesn't matter who I am. Ha! The police? No. Go check the backyard door.
Madame,
There is no reply. The door rattles.
Stop banging on the door! I'm not No. Go check the back.
The door.
Stop banging on the door. Doesn't matter who. The police. Everyone. No. Go check the backyard.
Madame.
There is no reply.
Stop banging. No. Go check
The door.
Stop that. Doesn't matter. No. Go.
The door.
Stop banging on the. No. Go check the.
Yeah, you better keep walking. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Hey, up here, kiddo. The streets will flow red once more,
The streets will not flow red with anything.
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C. Had a battery of tests just last week.
She's grown frustrated with her work and welcomes the opportunity. The lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your eccentricisms. Hatred, disgust, it's difficult to tell. The woman on the boat does.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. You should take the lead. Ask her.
Good idea, piggies. Run up. Can't you tell? I haven't really... This place... I thought I'd mix it up. Yeah? Thanks.
You've lessened her desire to
I ain't no...
Actually...
We weren't put on this earth to make your life play. Watch your back.
A striking woman leans against the cabin.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM. Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the...
What is implied here? That you're a drunk?
Of course you're not. It was only a joke. I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to...
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering...
How interesting.
It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful.
Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to...
Of course, ma'am. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41.
How curious.
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please. Oh, dear. I do believe you.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very...
Of course, I sympathize. But I'm afraid I simply can't share anything.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort... She's a negotiator. Just float a favor.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify...
You're in. But...
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret.
They're profiting from this trade.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Or, you can recover your badge. Though if I may be...
Detective, a word in private before we continue. This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along.
He doesn't let it show, but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large, and you could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months. No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could... What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done, and demand for her information on the lynching.
You're back. Good. What can I... It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and East...
Ingredients for what?
Meth and dextroamphetamine.
Shit, yeah, baby. It's the party pipeline. Why would...
I assure you, officer, these are not...
She has no idea what kind of parties you've been to.
Yes.
Wild Pine seems to be...
We're in logistics. Yes, but you won't get anything out of Everard and the dockwork. Unlikely, officer. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are I'll be explicit. If you find this driver...
You'll be indebted to her, in a way. But one step ahead of the Union in another.
Yes? Excellent. It may come to nothing. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance. Why, yes I am. Of course there are. Yes, we are. We are. And I haven't seen...
Actually, it's for cross...
Neither is...
She's having a good time arguing against...
The boat?
The word, a breeze ripples through the...
Okay, because it was manufactured in Revachol East by the ex... Oh, I do like the sound of that. Powerful. It's a pleasure. Okay, because it was manufactured in Why Dolores? Well, it means my sloop.
I'm enjoying...
I really do, the lieutenant think.
Officer, I assure you,
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain. Qualified
I just renewed its safety inspection last month, officers. It is completely seaworthy, in fact.
Actually, you don't. It is a little-known fact among those who police that the Wayfarer Act specifically denies the RCM the authority to demand anyone's operator license.
About the boat? Good.
is what you want to say. Look at that lady. Take a gander, a well-kempt, yet taste wild, dull orange. Now look at you. You're poor. Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You think you're... Oh God, the lieutenant is here too.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
Voila, you're doing it. Really put your back into it. Yell it from the top of your lungs.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. The wind is a bit strong. Could you repeat that? How much money? Come now. Nobody carries that much cash on their person. Particularly in a place like... And even if I did, I still would not give you 10,000 real. I would rather buy something nice with it, like expensive hi-fi or a new hydrodynamic... It is. I like high-fidelity anything. That's a good sum. Not too small, not fantastically large.
She removes a few notes and hands them to you. The paper is cold and oily to the... Whoa, whoa! Did you see how easy that was? Ask her for more. Toot toot. Drake, can you eat honor? Are you an
So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
You're right, ma'am, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act.
Which he most certainly will do. Now, how else can I help the RCM today? Besides supplementing it, that's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question. Better not tie the fore...
She wants to answer the question.
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets. I believe the official title...
And how are the talks going?
They're not. Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 rate. Let's say I was not making the kind of...
And when did you first...
I arrived 3 weeks ago.
But the strike began in...
I wasn't the original negotiator here.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on...
Heavens, no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Everard Clare... Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. He is the most corrupt in... Yes. It's how they the day bar organize...
A mob.
Refresh... And you... Why do you... What? Mr. Clare told him to... Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see. Yes.
Sounds like usual aggressive posturing.
I'm glad you asked. There was a...
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local... Indeed. The point of the
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
They're a leaf. Every worker, a member of Fortunate. Just so they're having. I'm not a nap.
Excuse.
I thought.
This checks out.
Of course. How else can I help? What we do.
She nods.
Of course.
Yes?
There it is. A brave little army in your pocket. You picked the best. Get a load of this rock and roll cop hair, people. Johnny Thundercop fishes a cheap lighter out of his pants. With a flick of the thumb, there's fire. A primal satisfaction. Here we go. Thick, warm smoke gets sucked down into your lungs. Immediately, you feel a warm nostalgia fill your head, body, and soul. A nostalgia for yourself. The man you were in your youth. Johnny Thundercop is back, and he's chill as balls.
In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's a cigarettes button. Cigarettes gives +1 to intellect skills. Logic, rhetoric, conceptualization, visual calculus, encyclopedia, and drama. This is good before a white check, but damages your health.
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island. The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Where am I? Who are you?
The smile on her face has disappeared, replaced by the wary aspect of a cornered beast.
Never mind. I remember now. The men have small jaws and everything is made out of plastic. Back in Methka. Until you came along, that is. This.
A striking. This man's got a hold.
He was the biggest star. Someone was. They're big.
She seems to derive some.
Well, this.
A striking. This man's got a hold.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girl, why not, Harife? Time, of course, whatever. I quit.
She says that as if...
Then it's...
Bad hand. Hermenegildos' bad hand. Strangled 300 people. What can I say? Some people just really like...
What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel. The great adversary. No drugs can compare. Yes. There is a protagonista.
I don't like the sound of any of that.
If you don't know... Why would I want to do that? Lowman, what in the name of God are you talking about? Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way. Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to No, Lowman, diamonds. Easy. He's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here. Where do you want me to go? This isn't... Or I can just...
I think we're done here, no? She's just a distraction.
You hear that, Lowman? I don't... Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best communers around. Lomonosov's...
A terrible cold comes over her.
The Transcatolia Magistral. You for 1A. Adestradas do Mirador. You go right ahead. Is that all you woke me up to say? Of course not. To truly...
The woman sways, her wrinkle...
Yes, go.
Mazovian socio-economics. 0.000% of communism has been built. Evil, child-murdering billionaires still rule the world, with a shit-eating grin. All he has managed to do is make himself sad. He is starting to suspect Krasmezov fucked him over, personally, with his socio-economic theory. It has, however, made him into a very smart boy, with something like a university degree in truth.
Bastards! We have a right to work! Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes. Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Right to work! Right to work! Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence. Maybe you should ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make... We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scott.
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. I'm trying to meet their fat boss.
I know nothing about a murder.
The mention of a killing sends a barely noticeable shiver of tenseness through him. Intrigue.
What are you talking about?
Yes, he's tense.
Right to work! It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers.
We are not picking a side in this just yet, sir.
Pity.
Let us work! Honest men and women, with rights, to work, to be useful. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules.
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
What's it to you? Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people. We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? We're done here. I have a strike to break. Right to work! Right to work! Shame on... Things are busy enough. You're going to waste less of my time?
The hulking man oozes stark skepticism.
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Huge Seminese guy standing up there on the overhead passage. Won't let anyone by. The axe bad. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically advantageous... I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there. But that one's no joke, and my men are tired and hungry. Like civilized folk, you mean? These native fucks don't understand civilized.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the... We were promised work. Main gate's locked. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. Why don't you go out?
It would be better for...
No! They will give up when a bun beats me.
When the man moves around, you perceive some serious abs. There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit. What? He ignores your question, choosing instead.
Welcome to Revachol.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs... It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out.
Oh, come on, man. I just said, welcome to Revachol.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my... But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM.
Silence. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
I haven't learned anything I didn't know before.
The lieutenant exhales.
Whatever you say, officers. Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so... Apples? Yeah, apples?
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested.
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body. You know where that shit comes from? They know they can't beat us in a fair fight.
There's your in. Take his side in this particular fight. He eyes you wearily, unsure how to respond. Damn, it didn't work. You should have...
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you. What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded? Stuff's been getting looted lately.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved his country. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to. It's a fucking travesty, is what it is. Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. He's a Samaran guy who likes to just follow the smell. It's...
Yes, yes.
Looks like I offended your button. His tribard.
I wouldn't be so sure about it.
Guess so. Looking for some... it's about not the most popular topic nowadays with the coalition. I'm not just racist. Look, people who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design.
Oh?
Good. If we, the evening...
Lieutenant Kitsuragi's stern expression remained... Oh no, not too happy.
Drugs? You know where... They know...
There's your in. Take his side in this particular fight.
Look, what do you think? I can't leave...
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby. The man pulls on his cigarette furiously.
Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look around or something.
What's that magazine she's reading?
You mean this? This is Pop Stars.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
It's where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish. No, I don't.
We are not the fashion police. We're the...
I don't know. Frit? A 7 to 11. I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier. Okay. I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there. Not really. No. No. I don't know, really. I don't know.
No need to worry.
Okay. Uh-huh.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals...
No. You need tear to use the tear machine. No. No.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. The driver has adorned his space. The back end of the cabin has a small perch to...
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. Likely, yes. This guy's
Hello again, my man. What's on your mind? Oh, high-grade narcotics.
Time to arrest him.
Ha! No. They usually get shipped to Grodd in the Occident. Though we've been making headway, not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. But
just be straight with him.
Hey, man, that's serious criminal talk. Are you trying to pull some sort of an entrapment thing on me? Then what's your deal?
So much for subtlety. Better get straight.
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Gotta guard the stuff. Bosses don't look...
Working on these...
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
Wait. There's something here, stored away in some dusty corner.
Whoa. What else? Silent communion. Dang. That's some...
Did you?
Right. But really, no matter. They're more often...
In a small office behind the old military hospital, hunched under the green glow of his desk light, Officer Hans Blau browses through it. The lieutenant looks at you.
Well, you've given me some hope.
You found some common ground with this man. Even impressed him. The next time you look in the mirror, though, remember those words.
Oh.
Time to arrest him.
Ha! They usually get shipped to Grodd in the...
The man taps his fingers.
Can I help you? Mine? No, it belongs...
Thank you for clearing that up. What?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why.
I thought as much. And I...
Well, yes. Ask, what do you need the...
It concerns the case.
Just bring them back once you're done, please. What thing? Yes, not the whole damn union.
He hates the union, but grudgingly recognizes...
I don't. I'm simply...
We should find out who this Lord faction is. Okay, we don't.
You glance at the clock on the wall behind the manager. Huh.
Good question.
They're probably getting drunk or protesting something.
Whatever he may feel about you, he...
Yeah.
I have a feeling...
What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if...
Yes. Have you got... Well... Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted.
He's not sorry about his behavior for yours.
It's good you paid before 9 p.m. or you'll... Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have office... Another thing. Great. Yes?
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie? She is appraising you scientifically, the way she would an...
Why, you are, officer. And have you found anyone to be sweet to? The mating rituals aren't... I suppose all of us do it. You must forgive me. I'm Lena.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Whatever do you mean? Sequence killers? Oh my.
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree. I can assure you.
Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. Thank you. Perhaps another time. Yes.
She won't judge you, no matter what.
Oh my. You know where we are, right? That's right. Yes. Yes. How would I even... I haven't... Speaking of history, you know what year it is.
there.
The lieutenant, I'm beginning to...
I can tell that this is Texan. Oh, Revachol is a zone of control led by an alliance of foreign... Oh, dear. But we...
She's scared now.
But maybe a...
She means this sincerely.
Someone...
No.
Of course. Then, I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Well, yeah. No, dear. You'd think it... I was... No, dear. Nothing. I was a... You'd think it... I was... Look, that's...
There is a paraplegic. Is some...
Nope.
There is no bitterness in her voice.
Of course.
This trash container is locked. With a well-oiled... Don't. Maybe you shouldn't. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
You see, a box falls into pieces in your hands. You see, a box falls in among the threadbare kitchen has the legs of...
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. Drop them in here, officer. Guitar marked blue jeans. The belt is missing. That's it.
Something slimy catches. A drab, long-sleeved shirt.
This is a military type overgarment. No label or serial number.
The rest of the rags are...
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Not really. All we know is the victims...
The fuck's he on about? Kids?
See?
The lieutenant nods. It's just organic, nothing. What's this? A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it.
Officer, is that your paperwork? Yes, it is. Look. This plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form. If you don't mind my asking, how could you have let your paperwork end up in the trash? Well...
His eyes express a rare condolence.
Lucky we found it. You should take stock of what remains, just to be sure some has not made it in. It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see.
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your...
You pick out a broken only in its social sensibility.
Mm-hmm.
The container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list.
The kid doesn't even look.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can... Sure, let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling? I'm not purchasing any more clothing at... Oh, no. Aphotic paths, counter-radiance networks, anti-magnetism. It's... Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time, perhaps.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? This reality. Of course, the situation is precarious. On the contrary, officer, I suggest you go back and canvass for more suspects. This
Don't be phased, madame.
we may be here a while then.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay? It remains a mystery.
We're in Martinez. Martinez, you would be excused for not... It's not... Yeah.
Vast.
This place, I'm not a good at... This place, it's not...
Vast. Lukewarm.
I would be happy to. What is a...
What this boils... Wait.
Of course. You're back. Good. What can I help you with? More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part...
A strange...
We're in Martinez. A casual term of in... Martinez, you would be excused for not knowing about Rever the Great.
As if itself...
History detective. In the nations of the Occident, the nations of the... They say... By that I mean, we are standing on a... Oh, we're 22 kilometers.
Silence. The water. There is no recognition. Only the...
We are where we are.
This is one thought you...
Was there something else you...
This has been informative. Might I suggest not asking them all right now?
Absolutely.
It's better not to read all.
Indeed. I'm always at your service. A bird? Some sort... Of course you... Ah, or two. A pre-revolutionary. This one, you... Mostly... Wonderful. Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else? What would you like to know? The boat?
The word... A breeze ripples through the cell.
Okay. How about because it was manufactured? What? I think I'll stick with the factory name. Okay, because it was the... Oh, powerful.
I'm enjoying this.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks.
Good. What we do?
She nods.
Of course. The Scabs, if they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, of course. How else can I help? That's the man who was killed. Better not...
She wants to answer the question.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Until you come up with something at that intersection, I'm afraid I have little...
She simply nods.
On the contrary, I suggest you go back... On the contrary, I suggest you go...
sturdy metal door.
Madame!
There is no reply.
Madame!
There is
Madame!
There is no...
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love... Yes? Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for. How strange. I certainly didn't put them there. The trash collection service? CS Municipal.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will...
On Clinton Street, near the Boogie Street Diamond, a small truck rattles down an alleyway.
Thank you anyway.
I think fugue states are more your forte, officer. Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can... Yes?
A thin man is... As you step in, it must be his name. Garanzi. Garanzi Quebec. Sounds representative. The man puts his cup down, and he smiles, and back he smiles. The man ponders his cooking utensil. He smiles. You see a heavy steel door with... You immediately feel the cobalt blue. The door does not budge.
You do? It is quite pretty. I suppose... Hardly. Anyway,
The cobalt blue, sir. The door does not budge. The door is closed. This door, as you hold them, still nothing. The lieutenant, he doesn't like where this is going. You slam your fist into the vinyl. It does not, not to mention, great exercise.
Stop that.
Still, the lieutenant, he doesn't like where this is. You hear the murmur of blood in your ears. The window stands broken in its frame. You see some lights shimmering outside, but the shards face outward. A fine, more likely a projectile. Something it is to the shoot. Congratulations. And maybe, or maybe. This fan has it been consigned there as punishment? You feel as though the lights are on. You reach out to grab the tie. This is bad. For quite still ongoing. Finally, the pressure recedes. The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easy. You swoop up and get what you have in your hand is a fantastically colorful tie with 4 or 5 different patterns. Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in...
And by that you mean crimes against humanity? I have no idea what that means.
The fan stands still. An intricate web of blue light. It still kind of looks like gone, for you to discover. Someone close to the victim might know. It's the ledger you found in the trash. There's a piece of toilet paper. It's a metaphor. Below the pathetics, it's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic. Still wet, the toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off with your finger and an aluminium block runs. The surface is interrupted by...
What? That thing. It's a halogen watermark. We use it for adding information to RCM. Any capable light with all RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
It depends.
How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden paper, they're not exactly. Once in a while, work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of Yes, it appears you employ a... Yes, others appear. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. There is. For the task, inspect the get the body, interview, satisfy things to...
No, actually. Any ideas? Great. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out. Yes, it's a holdover from the... Again, in your defense, I pray his loved one. Rail spike through the head.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. It's proving to be an aluminium... The surface...
What? It depends.
How many years you've been...
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your... In the back, 3. The topmost are misconduct fines. The middle ones are a monetary... A tool for... These, a monetary... A tool for... A dozen... Color of the irises. Predate... Yes. All that remains now. The rest of the stinking cellulose is much... It's made of dark blue blue. The blue heart. Something... The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli. With your hands... You 4-sized pages hang from the clip, screwed to the top. The slides snap without resistance or sound. 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard. 2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the cup. Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Familiar handwriting lines. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you. Throw it away, please. Outside, you hear...
Come outside.
Far away and outside, Your hand shakes, holding the card. Every step I take, it grows. You. Every step, kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. You feel the ledger slip from your hand. No. Hold on. To what? There's nothing.
Detective, is everything all right?
There is nothing. Again. Nothing sad, bro. Well, almost nothing. That's me. Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing
The cool.
here in the... because it's always there.
There is no Voyager.
You...
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed utterly, through a PA set by other people. Who is mistakenly identified as a cop? You have not yet stumbled on the right lament. No. You have to find something tragic to sing first, though. Who is mistakenly identified?
Can I help you? Thanks. How strange. I think Fugue stayed. Sylvie had the key.
Thank you.
I think Fugue stayed. Yes. Another. Yes. Not. They.
He hates the Union.
We should find... We don't.
You glance at the...
Good question.
They're probably.
Whatever...
Yeah. Yes. Not. They.
He hates the Union.
We should find... We don't.
You glance at the clock.
Was that? Yes. Not.
He hates the Union.
We should find out. We don't.
You glance at the clock.
Was there something else? Yes. Can I help you? Absolutely out.
You wait and see, cafeteria manager. Absolutely in the question. There are clothes inside.
Don't be shy.
You find your...
Economical, but also trendy. Look first.
Something cold grazes your hand. It's practical.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only $4.50 for you, sir.
You find your hand.
Economical, but also trendy.
You see
I can see you with taste for luxury.
a pair of found ultra.
Those sneakers, mister. Those...
These once respectable speakers have been caught.
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are... These, officer? These speakers are Samaran garbage. I'm ashamed to even use them for props. No way, officer. These aren't for sale. They're bad speakers. Low-fi socialist junk. Well, if you want them... But see, they are the pedestal for my sneakers. If I let go of the speakers, where will the sneakers... If, on the other hand, you wanted to buy the sneakers too, I could maybe throw in the speakers for little extra. 50 cents?
A pair of found...
Those sneakers, mister. Those sneakers are the latest found sneakers. No way, officer. No, officer. You're a high-class policeman who accepts nothing less than the best. Well, if you... But see, they are the pedestal for my... If, on the other hand, you wanted to buy the sneakers too, I could maybe throw in the speakers for little extra. No way, officer. That's right, officer. No way, officer. Well, if... But see, if, on the other hand, you want...
You see a Samaran street the name Sileng.
Happy shopping. Everything's...
From out on the bay.
You're very cool. Bang, 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 bang. You're right, officer. 100%. No playing around then.
No need.
Oh, okay. Ah, yes.
Are you trying to ask for a bribe?
Sorry, detective. Me? It's a boring story. Very sharp, officer.
The apricot says...
No. Speaking of...
Well, if it's for his
Drugs? I don't... Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are... That's so cool. You investigating the local drug trade? Who said that? It's...
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder.
realizing he can't get out of it.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream. Exactly. It's such a small part of my life. No! That's insane. Nothing.
And what crowd is that?
Crowd, you know.
He doesn't want to talk about them. He's afraid.
No use. He's not...
Okay, look. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I spent 15 years working my way up. It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady. I don't know. Maybe...
It could be. She was strange.
All of them.
Who exactly?
All of them. Even the one... All right. I scored. Let's cap this off.
There's a pile of cheap
You like sunglasses?
aboard.
Damn.
They're perfect for...
No, you are definitely... No.
The lieutenant's reverse psychology for Betty doesn't work on you.
These are all first-rate sunglasses. Premium...
No luck.
Oh,
I hope not.
you don't like it? Sure, Square Joe. No problem.
Lowman, you caught me at an opportune moment. Did you just call me a lady, Herife?
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't repeat.
I'm not that either, Herife. I've gone too far from it all to remember what was. I'm only terrifying to small children, and to those who used to know me. The big ones, the trucks, in the middle of...
You feel very cold suddenly, as if standing face to face with a terrifying adversary. Then...
How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other communers sniffing out because they can no longer recognize the person? How should I know? The big one, in the middle...
You feel very cold suddenly, as if...
Oh, Sim.
Something in her is pulling towards some unknown rest state. She twitches, like a sleep kick.
What do I need drugs for, Lowman? Then what will...
This line of questioning is going...
You're mad, Lowman. What of it? Maybe. Probably not. Makes no... Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from... No, Lowman. Diamond. Diamonds are good for you, Lowman. Where do you want... Or...
I think we're done here, no? She's...
Come...
You hear that, Lowman? Oh, Lomonoso. The Transcatolia Magistral. You for 1A. You're... Is that all you woke me up to say?
Yes?
Good one, officer. Don't worry. Imagine. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see this? Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
The coin lands into your hand as if it has always belonged there. The swallow returns.
Always glad to help out the RCM. Shame I can't do more. Things are... You know, the winter's fat is slowly running out and all. Still, you lost me there, Ancho. But it's okay as long as you're not a body still hanging in the tree. That's a rough pick. I'm not really an admirer of dead bodies. Might be some... I don't operate in that capacity. Walk right past... Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall. Then press the button to unlock. Then go past him again, and you enter the arbor through the office. Está. Don't worry, I'm sure. Or you could convert to his Seminese supremacist worldview. Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy. Not yet, no.
Nothing a couple of solid hooks from Dexter and Sinister.
Sure. Murder, huh? That sounds like probably not. Murder, huh? That's okay. Murder, huh? That, of course.
Should we?
Murder, huh? I don't believe it wasn't.
He doesn't have...
You know...
He doesn't have the stamina.
Body betrays you.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his...
Don't say anything. Size him up first.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, Am. That is precisely the negligence that has led you. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick. No, you don't. You need to get a...
Show him the hand still got it.
jerking motions, signs of a late. You gave the world. You dominated. You will be superseded.
It is, baby.
There is a button right behind him. Just out. This man is not budging. Let's hope his superiors inside are more cooperative.
That is right. You should leave the stage of history with dignity. Bring your troops to the city walls will be lined with bottles of Al-Ghul.
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this.
Do you?
The lieutenant looks toward
you. Are obviously. There are 3 categories. Those are a receding genetic. You know them by the names of their names. The Mound are the Vespertines, and the other large Mundial overproduction of seaweed. As proven by the Mound and the Mesk. Occident, the Areopagites, the latter.
Nature was not capable.
The indigenous people of this, the Insulindian archipelago, the Simini, the indigenous people of this, the Areopagi, the latter.
Nature was not capable.
Cheap, lesser rate. The mosquito is born. Yeah, those a receding genetic. The Vesper, the other overproduction, as proven by the Mound and the Mesk. The Areopagi, the latter.
Nature was not capable of more.
You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself. We will see.
Access to the Union is important for our investigation.
But am I mildly worried he might take it seriously? The lieutenant thinks. Yes,
You need to internalize what you have heard here today. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vasholian. Your love for disco music and venereal disease?
How did this happen? Your little fist is in his giant hand.
You must be out of your mind, degenerate drunk. Say it.
Your fist cracks in his hand like a ripe apple. Pain shoots up.
The words to the song have changed. Say, I am out.
Your hand twists in his grip and the pain blinds you. Still you...
Good. Now leave before you humiliate your homoerotic organization any further. Don't be vulgar. White or not has got...
There must be some friction there. He's keeping it well hidden.
Mr. Claire is a man of vision. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Idiotic communism is, above all, offshoots of the Seminese people invented disco while having sex under the influence of coke. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to... What you need is to come to terms with extinction and never getting that dead body down from the...
I think this racist is better than the last. But the next racist will be the really good one. There always is.
Race is reality.
He does not so much as glance at the
Stop showing me your...
Does he strike you as the kind of man who puts mugs into trash?
Racists.
True. That is...
You exhibit forward projection of the jaw, indicative of schizophrenia and sexual inaccountability. From a purely aesthetic standpoint, the dimple in your... It is impossible to see any more of your bone structure. It is covered in the ravages of... This leads me to conclude you are not a police officer. You are a common criminal. An offspring. Your racial heritage is uninteresting.
He's right there. It's almost impossible to get it on unless you're both drunk. It's too scary when people are sober.
There is nothing funky. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have.
Lonesome, long way home.
Nice.
Not bad advice, actually. This might do the trick.
Let's talk about our right to work. No, I'm not a fighter. I'm a worker. Have fun. Right to work!
We are not pity.
No, I'm not a fighter. Right to work! What's it to you? Big mess, caused by union. We're all workers, right? Worked at... Uh-huh. It was a long time ago.
Hello, compatriote. You have something to discuss? Oh man, that's great. God damn. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine. I don't know what you're talking about. Listen up, fuckwits, you don't scare me. You cops don't run river.
No. He means La Puta.
The name resounds like a bell in the air. Looks like the lieutenant has a plan.
Yeah, him.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and it's not a hard job, it won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorrymen and...
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
The lieutenant turns, and I softened him up as best I could. Now it's on you to finish the job. Men like this only respect two things: strength and fear. Time to turn up the volume.
Fuck you, I told you.
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
Fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green, banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
When did she go away?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts...
Now it's not a big deal for him anymore. This is how...
Past the monument. Down there. The Green Temple. Now...
A small temple by the monument. Green.
Looks like he got his adrenaline up, too. This screen found A to Z, contemporary.
This must be the one he told us about. Unless he was lying. Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open. I don't know how good it is, but his investigation has taken long.
Pry bar in hand. You take a hard swing at the window. Goddamn maggot. Drag your ass to the gym and do some reps right now. Another futile.
This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
He smashes it into the window. Droplets of glass fly everywhere, shattering. The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. These are movie posters. One of them particularly catches your eye. The actress is... A feeling of tenderness washes... Wait, doesn't she resemble someone you know? But the actresses and the rear actor all smile you. Oh, looks like...
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
The smell of 1,000 cigarettes looks like...
For contact, looks like we are dealing... For contact, looks like we are dealing with...
The smell of You wedge yourself. But one odd detail does.
Sandpaper?
The movie stars are still smiling from the wall. A metallic drawer. It's an issue of Petty Ferry. It looks like an article. These formulas look oddly...
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of it.
It's an issue. It looks like an art. These formulas.
The Ulan frequency.
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its neck. The metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty. The pull-out toolbox slides back in. You close the rusty up.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? All right, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief. Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter. I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about. As elegant as they are.
Don't be fooled. Desire always plays a role.
I'm going to say no. We didn't find anything. My suggestion is we use it against the... We should return to the... There are more than... The fact that one has all the same. I don't like the idea of debrief or...
I saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble? Nah, man. I was telling you the truth. I really didn't think it'd be her.
What else do you know about...
Nothing. We just talked a bit. About life and stuff. She left me a key so I can park a lorry if the jam broke. So, she in trouble or what? It's that bad. Man, what should I do? What should I do to help her? Yeah, maybe I should just keep my head down and work on my rhymes while I can. Oh, you know, Tommy Leham's gonna be a musician. Sprechgesang, or with beats. I've got a lot of free time on the road to hone my craft. Tommy Lam was...
It's more him. The man taps his fingers.
Huh? Oh. No, the bosses, man. Yeah, it sure ain't good for me. Or you.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't force us into situations where I may have to shoot random civilians, because that won't get us anywhere. I'm not even sure the one bullet my chamber holds would even prick that hook. There must be some other way. Let's go see the yard again. It faces the other end of the harbor. We're done with Measurehead here. Let's think of something else.
No. You should.
You're back. Good. Yes, my eyes on the harbor have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered? Yes. And...
The lieutenant is about to interject. Cut him off.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I'm sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it.
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war.
Since you are sharing land, this is also the RCM's worst case.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be. I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail. They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric, or a joke. Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenel, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not they wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night. Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining... It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent...
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants. It is very far from disco. My only hope is that if you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will...
They would have to.
The Debarders have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty. These men work in tandem using semi- and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. As I said, a bloodbath. Too many things have already gone wrong. Nameless, badgeless detective of the Citizens Militia. All we can do is keep that which is not from following suit. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court. Not much. Their public...
Down a deep...
They boast a long...
Meaning they're used to operate.
Yes. Sadly. If you still...
Do you know a lot about the...
In my line of work, I have. And they will. Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I can... That the man was killed because he assaulted a local...
The lieutenant...
Odd. We have...
Last Sunday night. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, that's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest...
You meet her soon enough, you feel.
If you mean did I see him alive? Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He was 40.
What else?
He was, in a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it. Through the injury. They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. They don't have...
Vigilantes.
You're likely to run into them eventually.
This is so embarrassing. You have no idea. This...
Ma'am, with all due respect, I've been around Martinez, and there's a giant hulk of a man in Ilfi...
Not a terribly good actor.
And the other must be in one of the 4-story buildings overlooking the roundabout. He or she was reporting back to you while we were canvassing the lorry drivers.
That would afford a good vantage point. Still, I hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick until the executions start. Truthfully...
They don't report their progress.
Not on this matter.
5 days.
It's a matter of days, not weeks. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else, this...
The aim is to gain...
A sort of...
She nodded.
Yes.
A sort of...
She nodded.
Yes.
Ah.
Don't be...
We may be...
All right, you're in. Begin with the first one. You'll appear worldly.
We're in Martinez. Martinez, you would be excused for not knowing. It's not... Yes.
Vast.
Rather...
As if it...
History detective. This... We are standing on... 22 kilometers...
Silent. The water. There is no recognition. She observes your eyes, scanning. This is what...
Was there some...
This has... Might I said...
Absolutely.
That is...
Indeed. I'm always at your service.
It remains a...
We're in a casual term of India. Martinez, you would... I'm not a good ambassador. This place used to be a province. A workers' resort. I'm not a good This place used to be a province. I would be happy to. What is a preposterously expensive education for, if not sharing? Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nicest we can pick up where we left.
This post-Levantorie mail collection box. There is a hollow, saddened ring. Your toe has suffered damage.
Cool. You really showed that mail collection box. I don't.
He must see the box as a weak. The mail collection box has no bent metal. Broken glass. You are the destroyer. Kudos.
Yes?
On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. There is only one way to awake this bone idol from...
Why the yelling, man? Wait, what?
Officer, even after a rude awakening, this dock worker respects the police. More than they usually do, at least.
Indeed. Help yourself to some... Wait. No. Yeah. Well, you know, if someone... Like...
You have a pretty solid feet.
They say your guy was a killer. You heard...
The lieutenant... So Union people think he was a killer.
They... Thank God.
The work...
No.
A little me time.
Thank...
The worker.
I...
A little me time. In the dock work.
Can I help you?
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Just a moment. You had some questions earlier, I believe.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a...
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM? I have a...
Oh, man.
You're cold today. You're cold today. You mean...
Keeping the habit within the parameters.
Yes. It's been... Well, we inspected the victims. Our inspection could have been more thorough, as it always... The body is still hanging.
He is not particularly satisfied with your progress, but he doesn't want you to feel completely discouraged.
I look forward to that. We weren't able to find... We interviewed, above all,
I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until you get up tomorrow.
It's impressive, especially for a man your age. Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the... They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the... Yes, officers of the RCM's prime... We can arrest people. You can't.
When power calls you.
We are permitted to use whatever force we deem necessary. You have to supply compelling evidence for... Not a good position to... Yes.
He says it matter of fact.
That's an improbability. Christine for...
He's not judging you.
We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government. The RCM, or perhaps it is... Be sentimental if you like. The moralist... They're a union of... Interesting.
Something ominous. Something even a little...
The moral...
It is more than...
Yes, but the years have changed that. I don't know what do they believe in? There is...
For you, she is...
Do you? In fact, we would... The new...
The lights of the orphan district are reflected in the dying... This...
They really... It's our fault. We run. It's... Me too. But I wouldn't... Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind, the shards face outward. A fine, more like something it is to the shoe. Congratulations, pretty much. Not that. The bed is cold and not particularly.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch, and then sleep. And then sleep doesn't come. Obviously, you're in bed with your eye. Maybe it's the bed's fault. Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly. It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. Under your thrumming eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colors. You won't get off this carousel. Quite, it's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Something to do with, what was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood? What it says on the can, Harry. Answer the question. You're not kidding anyone, Harry. You don't remember shit. Tell me. Do you remember your wife's hand on your face? Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth? Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth? That's right, funky baby. And you just stood there. One hand on the bottle and the other on your dick. Watching her go. Let it all be dragged away from you. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours? No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium. Everything. The Pale and the Islas. On the surface, the outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up. No, Harry. You were just talking to yourself. That's all you ever do. Even in your dreams. And the act is wearing thin. The spots of the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time, sweating up the bed.
Stinky boy.
You're not coming back from shit, thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours, bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding? Help you? Why? I can't hear you. The rest is just a word dream. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin sleep-like state.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes, time to go to work in the shit factory.
Good going, buddy. Really? Because you feel even worse this morning than you did last night. You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? That's not really true. Your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, but don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself. Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Suit yourself, slow, sad shell man. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression. It's like something snaps in you, a nerve ending, a thought. Just like that, it's over. The running gag that your life had become. A sad old man looks back at you,